All right, guys, we are back. We are back. Guys, we're setting everything back up. No worries, no worries. They just took down the stream because the video was playing in the background. But I don't know. I don't understand why. It is what it is. Whatever. But we are
Let me
going to
get back. Well, set it up.
Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna wait a few more minutes to see if we're gonna be coming back in and finish this discussion. If not, we're just gonna close it here. What up, Pete?
I think those guys are still arguing with each other on the other stream. I was like, guys, the stream's down. I'm going, and they just kept arguing. So
It's funny. So you don't feel. How do you feel about this derby coming up? Do you agree with what Red John was saying?
no, I number one, I don't like going into these things being cynical with a negative attitude, just because I love my team and I love being hyped, and we're a much better team than we were last year, and Inter is a worse team, than they were last year. So there's every reason to believe we can win.
Right.
And it's the derby, form goes out the window. Like, it's just so unpredictable every year.
Yeah, I mean, I think the players are going to be motivated, even if, like, let's say the team wasn't in a great period. I think they would still be motivated to go there and kick ass. I really feel like this time, like, it's our year. It's our moment. This is our moment to shine.
Yeah.
And I feel very confident about it. And I'm not underestimating Milan either. Inter either. Like, I am aware that Inter is a great team and they have a great squad, a great roster, etc. But I just have a lot of confidence that the boys are ready for a fight, and they're gonna hurt Inter.
Yeah. I think being that negative about the derby is a 2015 attitude, and
Right.
and it was justified back then because we sucked, But and the whole thing with the Champions League form, I think a lot of it is Champions League to us just means so much, and they just look so jittery out there. They don't look like themselves. They're not playing like themselves. It's not like we're being tactically completely outclassed. It's all the players look like they're nervous every time they play after the Champions League anthem plays. And it's because most of them are very young.
Correct. What's up, Red John?
Hello guys, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Wait a second, I'm still on the other Discord channel as well. Like, what is going wrong? Like,
no,
what is
no,
going
that
on
one,
right now?
that stream got taken down, so we had
Yeah,
to
but
start a new one.
it's me and the other guy as well, man. It's both of us. I think you should send him a link as well.
Oh, he has to jump on this stream. The link
Exactly,
is on the...
exactly. Like,
I can't send it to him. He has to come here.
all right.
Maybe you should let him know.
Roy, Roy, what's his name, man? I don't know his name.
Nor.
Nor. Okay, all right.
And safe. Nor and safe. Please, let's not get in trouble with our landlords. It's all right, guys. No worries. It's just a copyright, whatever. We don't care.
That's the world we live in now, unfortunately.
Yeah, we don't care about copyrights, right? The strikes are the problem.
That wasn't a strike, was it?
No,
Okay.
it's just a copyright. No, like strikes are usually when you. Well, we got a strike when we streamed a live game.
Yeah, I remember that the
Wait,
Madrid
what?
game.
Right.
Wait, what? You actually streamed the live game? Like people could see the game?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing commentary over the game, and it got struck.
And it was
Oh,
awesome. It was such a fun game.
We had almost 20,000 live viewers. It was crazy.
Oh yeah. It was
Of
going up.
course. Are you kidding me? You are actually broadcasting the game. That's
Right. And we got a strike for that. But all the other stuff like highlight videos and all this other stuff is just copyright. And I don't give a shit about copyright. We don't. I mean, whatever. Copyrights are copyrights. Who cares? Okay, so we were having a discussion here. So Red John is very skeptical that we can produce on Sunday. Actually, Red John is saying that Inter is going to win.
No, I didn't say that. I think it's gonna end in a draw. But if someone were to win, it could be Inter. I hope I'm wrong, but this is how I'm feeling.
Where the danger comes from, Inter.
Dzeko, Barella, Brozovic, and of course the unescapable goal from the ex, the master of midfield, Hakan Calhanoglu, the best player ever.
in the history of football.
Yeah, that guy. Like I can see him. I can see him score a shit long range goal that got deflected 35 times, somehow ends up in the goal, celebrating like a madman.
He's more likely to pull down that second star for his team's badge from the sky than make it in net.
Wait. You think he's going to celebrate if he scores?
100%. Are you kidding me?
He's not going to be like, okay, sorry guys, like normal players usually do.
The guy who left on a free to our city rival? No, man, come on. Like he is the definition of a snake.
Wow. What do you guys think? Do you think he's going to celebrate if he scores?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he's not going to celebrate.
No, I think I remember you in the chat when during the summer. And I think you were very against the fact that Milan sold or didn't renew Calhanoglu.
Yeah, I am still. He's one of the best players in Europe. And some people don't understand this. He has qualities that many other players don't. He is a direct threat. He is very fast. His shot is on target, which we don't have from many other players. This is why he's getting 7 million now from Inter. So I think it was the case of money. He was getting in Milan 2.5, and somebody offered him 7 million. He took it. So you cannot blame a person coming from Turkey, earning 7 million a year, and rejects that offer. So
that's all fine. I don't blame him for getting more money, but with all due respect, he's not one of the best players in Europe. Objectively,
how many players are getting 7 million in Europe? Count them, and just then we could be talking about statistics.
A lot of people in the world make a lot of money. That doesn't make them necessarily good at what they do. For the most part, it would, but not always.
I think he was one of the players who brought Milan at this level recently.
Yeah, sure, but we've graduated from his level at this point.
Yeah, well, that's good that we are doing well now. I'm not saying that.
He's not one of the best in the world. That's all I'm arguing with.
But still we have that hole in our attacking midfield because of him leaving Milan. Diaz is not going to fill that gap. Diaz has different qualities than Hakan.
But he's not. But he's not here anymore, and we're still like 10 wins and 1 draw in the league. So I don't think that we miss him that much.
I hope he has a bad day tomorrow on Sunday.
Yeah. We definitely agree on that. I hope so too.
Like usually he goes by the 10 shit games and 1 superb game. So let's just hope he doesn't have that superb game versus us.
Correct.
That's what I hope.
Yeah, he's really good against Fiorentina. That's about all I know.
All right, that was the first game. That was the first game, right?
I don't know, but he always whenever he played for Milan, he always did well against Fiorentina.
Look, I don't know. Like, I think he's a great player. I've never been one of the guys that was against him. But let's look at Inter's formation, and I have it right here. And let's see if with this formation here, we can agree with Red John, thinking that Milan is going to get completely destroyed.
No, but I didn't say that. Like you keep on saying this, man. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say we're gonna get destroyed.
Hold on, let me get the formation.
Red John, you can be a downer sometimes, but we all know it's because you care.
No, but listen, the thing is,
it's out of love, man. I get it.
100%. But listen, the problem is that sometimes you get disappointed, and right now I'm disappointed, man, because I've watched Milan win 2 Champions Leagues in my lifetime. Okay, so the Champions League for me is the most important competition ever. I don't give a fuck. Like if I was to choose between the Champions League or the Serie A, I would choose the Champions League every day of the year at, I don't know, 5 p.m. if you wake me up. The problem is that I knew that we weren't good enough to, for sure, pass the group stage, but I thought at least we would be able to beat Porto.
Okay, but things you have to also kind of accept the variables, right? Against Porto, we had literally the third team playing.
In the second match?
In the first match.
The first match, it's another thing. Like the first match, I somehow accept that you could win, you could lose it, because it's in Oporto. Their stadium was full of fans, 100% of the 100% capacity, yada yada yada. The game in Milano, you should have won. We would have, like a normal, like in my mind, that should have been a win, man. Like I was 100% sure we would win the game just by sheer will. You go there and you win the game. Like
I was 100% sure we were going to win too, but then I saw Porto and I was like, okay, these guys are definitely more. They care more for sure.
But this is my problem here, Roy. I don't think it's about which team cares more, because I think Milan cared a lot about the game. Like that game is just as us fans. Like look at that, look at me, look at Saif. Like everyone could not wait till that game started because that game was so important. So I'm 100% sure the players were motivated. The problem that I have is we go there, we try our best, and then we find out that we don't have the enough quality to do it. No, what brings me down or what disappoints me is the fact that Porto is not even a massive team. Porto is the mid-level team in the Champions League.
No, they are experienced in the Champions League though. They always reach the quarterfinal.
Yeah, but they play in the knockout stage and do well every single year.
Yeah, but they never win it, man. They never get close to winning it.
We haven't been in it for 8 years.
I'll be right back.
Yes, but this is a problem. Like my problem here is this: if, for example, a team from the Premier League was winning or was on top of the Premier League like we are right now, I'm 100% sure they would have won versus Porto, regardless if they had been in the Champions League.
That's so man. You're like that's a speculation. You can't use
the year before or not. No, but it's a competition, because the competition in the Premier League, they like you cannot be first by sheer luck. If you are first after 11 match days, you are a different level. Like, 'cause you have to be better than Liverpool, better than City, better than Chelsea.
Mm-mm.
So
Look,
same
man,
logic
look-
applies to Milan too.
Say again, sorry, North.
Same logic applies to Milan and Serie A too. You must be good to be sick first.
Yes, but this is my problem. The problem is that if you can be better than Inter, better than Juventus. I understand. I understand what you are saying. The problem is that we didn't do it, and I think that a team from the Premier League would have done it.
So
That's all.
you think that motivation and psychology has no place in football? It doesn't matter.
It has, but listen, the problem is here. I understand the psychology when you go and play your first match. I understand the psychology and the motivation when you go and play the second match.
No,
and
no,
the
no,
third.
no, 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 no. In general,
Can I
No-
say
no-
something? Can I say something? If on the first match against Porto, that foul against who was? I think it was
Nasser.
Benacer or someone, was called, then we wouldn't have this conversation because
No, but
because that was a very easy goal for them.
I disagree in the sense that goals change the game. Meaning, if they wouldn't have scored that goal, they would have tried to score and would have probably scored another goal. The fact that they scored the goal means now they gestione della partita is in Italian, which is just you try to finish to end the game without conceding. Now
The ball was left out there, and the players were complaining about the foul, and the guy scored an easy goal.
I respectfully disagree in the sense that it's the same as us versus Verona. We won the game because Castillo made a shitty cross and it somehow ended up in their goal because the defender made a mistake. If Castillo would have done a good cross and we wouldn't have scored there, I think we would have scored later on in the game because we would have tried until the last minute.
What
John-
I'm saying,
John,
what
John,
I'm
let
saying,
me sorry, let me ask you this, John. Do you think Ben Nasser is a quality player?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, how would you describe his first half against Porto
Um,
in the second game?
I would describe it as a player who's not used to being surrounded by three players, removing every single line of pass that he could have had. A quality player that is not used to play at this level.
Okay, so this is his first time. So why don't you give the team a pass? You know,
But
so
listen, but
if it's not about quality, it's about players doing it for the first time. They don't have enough confidence because this is their first time being in this situation in their whole career.
I
and
want to
the-
remind you guys that in 1999, in 2000, 2001, it was the same thing. Milan could not pass the group stages, and then that team ended up being the best team in Europe.
yeah.
Look, guys, we
I'm
can
not talking
be.
about Milan next year. I'm talking about Milan right now. So,
But I'm talking about Milan in 3 years, right? Because this is a long process, right? This is our first year back in the Champions League. We have a really young team. We needed to temper our expectations because I'm disappointed too, but a lot of us are way too disappointed because our expectations were way too high for this season. We're
But
still
Pete-
building.
but
We're still at the beginning.
I am not disappointed because we didn't pass the group stage. I'm disappointed that we weren't able to win the game of our life. Okay?
Yeah.
That
I
was
agree.
not the game of
And
our
it sh-
lives.
it
That was
shows-
not the game of our lives. That
It
was-
shows our inexperience that we weren't able to win that game.
The game of our lives was Manchester United Milan 2007 semifinal. That's the game of our lives.
Okay,
That's
okay.
when because Manchester United had the goal 3-2. That's a semifinal that brings you into final. As we lost the first 3 games. Like, listen, at a certain point, you have to be realistic. You're not going through. You're not going through. Okay.
Yeah, and it sucks, and I'm disappointed too because I love the Champions League and I've been waiting for this for a really long time. But we need to just calm down and be patient. I mean, Maldini has said it himself. It's going to take 3, 4, 5 years before we're seeing dividends in the project that we're building.
What's up, Eliano? How you doing?
Let's enjoy the ride.
What's up? What are you guys talking about right now?
The Derby, and Red John thinks that because we did so poorly in the Champions League, that's going to translate into the Serie A, and most likely Inter is going to absolutely demolish Milan.
That's not, you keep on saying it. That's not what I said.
No, okay, I'm exaggerating, but that's the gist of what we're talking about. Do you agree with that? Hello?
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm just connecting to my earphone.
Right, John, I listen, you might be right, and if Milan loses on against Inter, you know what? So it just means that Milan is going through. I don't even know. I don't know. I think Milan is going to kick ass. I think they're going to kill Inter.
I think Milan for sure can win, like without a doubt. There's no reason why not. I do agree with Red John generally though. Like I don't know if this is the general sentiment, but if the question is, will a first place team in Premier League perform better than a first place team in Serie A? Like for me, that's obvious. I think the Premier League is obviously like well above the Serie A right now. That's not even a question in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
But that's just a in 2003 you could say the opposite about. That's just the cycle of the financial situation. But that's obvious. Like Liverpool is the best team in the world, and it's not that close. Then you have like Manchester City might be the second best team in the world. You have Manchester United, who obviously like they're going through their bad time this season, but it shows like they're not in the top 4. You have Chelsea, who just won. Like it's obvious that the Premier League is well above the Serie A, but I don't think that's something we necessarily like need to take personally or really matters. I think if Milan, to me, the question with Milan is for now, can you win the Scudetto? And then in the next few years, can you get sold to a big buyer? Like for me, we don't become a Champions League staple until we're bought by a big money owner.
Also, and
that's always how it is.
And if I can add something, I think the Premier League right now is the most dominant league in the history ever. Like Serie A, for example, dominated the world in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, right? There has been only one Champions League final with 2 Italian teams. Only one. We have had, like, in the last 10 years, like 2 Champions League finals with all English teams.
I disagree with you. And not because of anything. Because in the 90s, if you look at the 90s especially, I think there was only one final that didn't have an Italian team in it. Like that kind of dominance was a whole different level of dominance.
Yeah, I actually agree with you there. I think historically you can't argue with like the Italian teams. I also think historically there used to be way less teams in the Champions League. Like it used to be just the best 2 teams per league would make it. There used to be way less games. It's expanded a few times. And also the year that Tottenham made the final.
Right here.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just realized that you are right. Like in the 90s, I think it was later that they made it so that 4 teams qualified for the Champions League. Therefore, there are more chances that you have the same 2 teams from the same league in the final. Like before in the 90s or in the 80s, you just physically couldn't have done it because there was only one Italian team in the Champions League. So therefore, I stand corrected there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me though, like that's not something I take personally as a Serie A fan. Most of my best friends are Premier League fans, and we have like banter about it. I don't really mind it because to me, like you can say what you want if you're a Premier League fan. Like we're still Milan fans. We're still fans of the biggest or second biggest club ever. That's fine, but I don't know if your guys' expectations are this, but for me, until we get bought by like a serious owner, we're just not going to be like a Champions League final contender consistently.
Yep. And I agree 100% with you. Where have you been, man? I've been here alone, fighting Roy every single life.
Did I hear that you're Albanian?
Yeah, I'm Albanian.
Yeah, my background's Albanian too. So
there
you go. There you go, man.
There's another Albanian actually, part of the team of the RossonARI team. He's not here right now, but yeah.
Yeah,
There we
you
go.
know, I'm Laird.
There we
You
go.
know, Laird.
Oh, is he
Yeah.
Albanian? I thought so, but I wasn't sure. All right, cool.
Yeah. Like the first live I've seen from the RossonARI, just from his accent, I could tell that he is Albanian just from his accent.
Look, I this thing about Milan being bought by a big team in order to achieve whatever they need to achieve, it is not true. I mean, that is just the fact. I mean, I don't think anybody disagrees with that.
Yeah.
Well, anybody but you, Roy, because you say we're gonna win the Champions League, and we
Oh
are the
yeah,
best
yeah,
team in
yeah.
the
We,
world.
we can win the Champions League with this team for sure, 100%, 100%.
You really
We
think
can-
that, or you're trolling when you say that?
No, I believe
he's
that
always
one-
trolling, man. He's always trolling.
No. I believe this 100%. Milan already next year. Milan could win the Champions League. Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro.
With
not that early,
Krunic as
man.
our
What-
backup, with Krunic as our center attacking mid, Salamakers as our right wing, and like with what, man? With who are we? We go against Bayern.
With the
we go
growth with the growth of these players and the additional players that are going to come in. Yes, 100%. We have all the superstars of the future are in our team right now.
No, come on.
But you just
I mean,
said, listen,
We are the
that's
youngest
what-
team in Europe.
Right, you just
I-
said you just said for the future, and you're still saying next year we're gonna win it. How can you say that?
Yeah, next year we can win it for sure.
But you're saying
Next, year,
superstar for the
next year's
future.
in the future. Next year's in the future, homie.
So, what are you saying?
No, I'm
Future
agreeing
means
with
like-
you.
No, but the topic is: do we need to get a big owner before we win the Champions League? I say we don't. We can already win it without a big
No.
owner.
But then, how is it
I
possible that we're in a
disagree.
group? We're in a group this year with like Atletico, Liverpool, Porto.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Very difficult group, but and you can argue like if you go game by game, my analysis of Liverpool game is good for us that we made the comeback. I still think like they dominated us that game. The Atletico game, we outplayed them. Fair enough. Porto game 3, we played awful. Game 4, we played mediocre, not good enough. So we have 1 point from 4 games, and in a year, you think that team can become the winner of the Champions League with a few more additions. Like realistically, the additions would be
Yes,
like Belotti
100%.
and Favre.
Honestly, if we were a little bit more lucky this year, we probably could have got into the semifinals.
But you can't bank on luck. I mean, look, if that happens, I'll be the happiest man in the world.
You can't
think there's-
bank on luck, but the amount of unluck that we've had has been crazy.
Well, that's true. But
unlucky.
then if you go game by game, sorry, this is the last comment I'll make on this, but like if you go
No
game by game, we were definitely unlucky against Atletico Madrid because
Yes.
we outplayed them. The red cards are ridiculous, totally fair.
Correct.
Against Liverpool, I would argue we're lucky that we didn't lose by more. I mean,
Fine.
they
agree.
in the first 15
I
minutes,
don't
I don't think
disagree.
Milan. Yeah, so I think we all agree there. Porto game 3, I don't think was bad luck. I know there was the foul
Oh,
on
There's
the
a
goal
lot of bad
potentially.
luck. A lot of bad luck. That was a game that we had the most bad luck, actually.
Fair, but do you think it was more bad luck or more bad play?
Bad
No,
play.
it was
That game.
bad luck.
Injuries caused bad play.
It was bad luck. The fact
But
that we
fair
lost,
enough.
the fact that we lost
But
Magnan.
listen.
Hold on, no. The fact we lost Magnan, we didn't have Theo Hernandez, we didn't have Diaz, we didn't have Rebic, we didn't have Ibrahimovic, we didn't have our midfield, we didn't have Kessie.
Yeah, but guys, we
No. That's something that you have to consider.
But
Because
it's not
because
luck
Milan
anymore, Roy.
because
It's not luck.
second team Milan is not going to win the Scudetto.
100%.
First team Milan with the second team healthy is going to win the Scudetto. First team Milan with
We
the
can't-
second team healthy can go to the semifinal. But we had third lines in that team.
Roy,
That's
it's the-
unlucky.
Is the 10th year in a row that we struggle with injuries, man. At some point, we shouldn't call it unlucky anymore.
But
like,
this is a different topic. That's
But like it's like you leave your bike untied, someone steals it, and you keep on saying, "Oh, I'm so unlucky." Man, just
No,
tie
no,
the
no.
fucking bike.
the roster is good enough to beat any team in Europe right now.
But you do have to concede at least that the lack of depth, and I know compared to last year, our depth isn't awful, but when you look at a team like Liverpool, they
Right.
bring Thiago off the bench. When you look
Sure.
at a team like Manchester City, PSG, whatever they are, those teams, and it's
Bayern.
not because of anything like special about them. Bayern, it's because they can afford to have
Okay.
starters on their bench.
Okay,
We
okay,
have
but
I agree with you. We got bad luck, fair enough. But if your bad luck is meaning that like Krunic, and if a bad luck means that Maldini is your super sub in the 85th
No,
minute,
no.
that's not a team that can.
hold on. But judge the team with all its elements. Because if we had all our elements available and we are playing against Liverpool, we have the depth to beat Liverpool too.
But we had almost our full team against Liverpool in game one. We weren't that injured in game one.
Right. And that was a different story. That was just 90% of that team never played a Champions League game ever. And while Liverpool, all of that team pretty much won the Champions League just a few years ago. So the level of experience between Liverpool and Milan is night and day. But
yeah, that goes without saying.
But let's see how will be Liverpool the last game. You know, Liverpool won't be so motivated. Milan will probably be more motivated, and we're going to win.
Yeah, and again, not to get bogged down too much in the point of the Champions League, because I still think, like, big picture, I still think we are arguably the best team in Italy for sure. Like, we can.
And this is a good point too. Sorry to interrupt you. We didn't have Ibra or Giroud against Liverpool. Good point, Ollie. Well done. By the way, what's up, Basil?
And
Elif, sorry, finish.
If I can add something to this, thank God we didn't have Ibra or Giroud, because if we had them, we wouldn't have scored any goals versus Liverpool.
There you go.
I think Rebic, to be
Apocalypse.
fair, Rebic, to be fair, played really well those games. But in any case, I think when this team is fully healthy, if it's fully healthy, fingers crossed, in Serie A, I think we're legitimately the best team in the Serie A. I really do.
What's up, Vasil?
What's going on over here?
Crazy discussions, man. Crazy discussions.
About what? Porto game?
About the Porto game.
What did I say?
We're saying that Milan is the worst club in the history of football right now.
No, man. You know, that's not true.
We're wandering back into Narnia.
Oh, man. That's not what I was expecting coming over here, man.
No. Let's get back to it. Okay, so basically, what is your opinion, Vasil, on this upcoming game against Inter?
I think, I don't know if you guys remember last stream that we talked about. I said that at this point, even though part of me says, hey, it's Champions League, we gotta fight every game, blah blah blah. To be honest, I kind of sensed it that it's gonna be, we almost have no chances to qualify, almost no chance. And I would say I would rather have the guys just focus on Serie A and try to win the title, man. Like, this year is not gonna. It's good experience for the young group of players. A lot of them, that's the first time they ever play in Champions League. That's great. But I feel like we have a higher chances to do well in Serie A this year. I mean, this season than Champions League. I don't want us to finish third and then so we'll take away again from the team, because now we have to still play like 3 games a week or 2-3 games a week. And I feel like it would be too much. And I don't want to play in Europa League, honestly. I really don't. So part of me is like, I don't want us to lose the last 2 games. It's just going to look bad with like 1 point.
Yeah.
But then other part of me, it says it's over anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right. But, and you know what? People like us are being called provincial. We're being called bad. We're being called bad Milan fans. So right now, right now we're the bad guys.
It's just called being realistic.
Someone was saying something. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, I was saying that Europa League will bring some money back to Milan. Milan needs some funds for buying new players, so that is an avenue continuing with Europa League.
You know, I don't know if you guys know, but Europa League, excuse my French, pays shit compared to Champions League. So yeah, you get like a 1 million or something, 1.2 for a win. You get like 600,000 for a draw, and I think you get like 200,000 for a loss. I mean, is it really worth it? To me personally, not. Unless we go all in and win Europa League, then I would say okay. But I don't see us doing that.
No, but listen, like my problem is this: like we are not at the point right now where we can just say, "Oh, I don't want to participate in Europa League." No, I actually want to participate in every possible competition where I can win a silverware. Like, I have won nothing for 10 years, man. Like, we should
An
be
experience.
I get it, man. I
and it's
totally get
experience
it.
as well.
I totally get it, man.
If
Like what you're saying.
if it's Berlusconi Cup, I want to win it. Like, I want to win a cup. I want to win a silverware. Like, it's been 10 years, and if someone could guarantee me that we will win the Scudetto because we are out of the Champions League or out of the Europa League, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm willing to say, okay, fuck it, let's just concentrate on the Scudetto. But there is no guarantee about it. So means that from 2 possible cups that you could have won, or you could have at least tried your best to win, now you have one, and if you fail at one, it's another year without silverware.
John,
Red
John,
John.
John, let me tell you that. Sorry, Pete. Basically, our only chance of winning the Scudetto is by focusing on it. We're not going to win it by also playing Europa League in the same time. We are already an injury-prone team. Imagine if we play Europa League in the same time. Our chances of winning the league would be very messed up.
So then, if we do make the Europa League, what would you do? Would you play just your young guys, or would you just like how do you? Because I know for us it's easy to say like, oh, I want to go to the Europa League and not try. But when you're a team that's job as a professional is to win, how do you prepare to not do your best at the competition?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that was the point. That was the point I wanted to make. Is from a fan's perspective, it's easy for us to sit here and go, of course, we'd prefer not to go to the Europa League because we could focus on the Scudetto, and that makes more strategic sense for us right now. But if you're those players playing for AC Milan and you want to continue to have the good attitude that we have, you want those players to want to continue to play and to compete, right? So you don't want to fold and take 4th place in the Champions League. You always want them to compete for more. So it's a really hard thing to balance. It's a hard balancing act.
And to be
Also-
fair, we want players that are winners. Like, we want players that will come up against any team, and their attitude is to win. Because eventually, like, building a winning culture is not something that you can just turn on and off. Like, it needs to come from actually winning. And like, I know that we're Milan, and obviously our name is bigger than the Europa League, but I don't think that we've earned the right to consider ourselves bigger than the Europa League yet.
I agree.
But with a Europa League, you're giving chance to Romagnoli, Kalulu,
Exactly.
and others like them to play regular games. So that's a big plus.
Yeah. Like, like even though I'm desperate for silverware, I would say concentrate in the league, of course, but we don't have the luxury to say Europa League doesn't matter. Because Europa League, first of all, serves as experience, meaning if you are playing versus a lower level team, just play your reserves or play Romagnoli and Kalulu and Baloture and Florenzi if is not injured. And then if you play against United, because let's not forget, like last year we played against United. That was a Champions League game in itself. And that game alone gave us I think those games versus United gave us the measurement and this idea that we are actually a good team. Because before that, we didn't know. So right now, if we were, I don't think we will, but if we were to play in the Europa League, you go through stages with your reserves versus the lesser teams, let's say. And then when you are against a big team or a team that came out of the Champions League, then there you go. You have another chance to play a Champions League level team and to try your players and give them the experience that we so much need, right? So, and on top of that, because, man, Europa League is a weird competition. It's the competition that everyone says, oh, we don't need it, yada, yada, yada. And then in the end, when the quarterfinal or the semifinal comes, everyone wants to win it. You want to win it. It's not that lesser of a silverware. It's a silverware that guarantees you pot 1 in the Champions League. And right now, if we get out of the whole European competition, if we end up being 4th in the group, we are going to have a very big problem. The problem is this. If we don't win the Scudetto, next year we are in pot 4 of the Champions League again, and we are going to be here sitting and having the same exact conversation. It was a hard
that's
group.
a good point.
what could we have done, yada yada. Like, this is the problem. You try and try to give yourself as many chances as possible to get into that pot one, be it by the Scudetto, be it by the Europa League.
Don't forget that if we go to Europa League, you go to the post-group stage, so you are in a very good position.
Yeah.
Also, Inter, like everyone talks about, the reason Inter was able to do so well in the Serie A last year is because they got out of the Champions League early. But didn't they make the finals of the Europa League? Like they played
the year
they
before,
did, right? Was that the year before?
Yeah, that was the year. That was the year before, man. Last year they got fourth place.
Exactly. Last year they were fourth.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Fair enough.
So,
are we gonna win on Sunday?
What was that?
It's a must.
Are we gonna win the derby?
Hell yeah, we are.
I think so. I think my prediction is 2-1 Milan.
I like that. I like 2-1.
I
honestly
don't have one negative feeling against this game. I feel like Milan is so in the mood to win the Scudetto this year because it's in our grasp that they're not going to mess this one up. They're not going to mess it up.
I agree. I also
what's your
think,
score, Roy?
I don't know. I don't know.
Zlatan.
I don't know. You said what the score? The prediction of the score?
Yeah, predict your score.
Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. 2-1.
I saw some reports that Brahim is coming off the bench tomorrow. Is that true?
Yeah, he's not 100% healthy.
See, that to me is a big problem because the difference between Brahim and Krunic is like, especially against a team like Inter where the midfield's so tight, where you have a guy that can break between the lines. I'm just confused. Like, he had COVID, man. How is like 2 weeks not enough to recover? I guess maybe he had it bad, but that's unfortunate.
No, but you have to get back in the rhythm of match fitness. Like, when you lose that, you need
true.
You need a few games to get it back. You're not going to get it back right away.
It's true, but it's that to me is the one problem. I'm not even as like Tatarasanu actually hasn't been as bad as I expected, so that to me isn't like and apparently Rebic is going to be able to at least play for a few minutes tomorrow, which is good. But the Brahim thing is the one worry I have.
Yeah, he didn't look that sharp when whatever he played like 45 minutes.
Guys, by the way, just talking about Inter, I saw their predicted lineup and I saw that Correa wasn't there, which is weird. Which is a huge plus if he doesn't start against us, because he always scores against us.
Yeah, but he will be subbed in at some point. I think they will start Dzeko and Lautaro, right? I think that's their starting formation, right? Lautaro and Dzeko. Like, Correa is Lautaro's or Dzeko's sub.
Yeah,
basically,
but scoring against us too historically.
Dzeko and Correa both, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, and Darmian, since he's our former Primavera player, will want to score against us too. That's how that always works.
I think Kier is going to have an unbelievable. I think he's going to like our defensive pairing. Like, anytime we're concerned, they end up having an outstanding game. I'm honestly like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kier puts each of them in his back pocket.
Yeah, and no Lukaku to boss us around.
Yeah.
No Hakimi, bro. No Hakimi on the right side.
Romagnoli will be able to sleep well Saturday night.
Exactly.
And Pioli would put Krunic on the Bosnian, Zico. He will shadow him.
That is a very disingenuous comment right there.
Why?
Name the rest of our Italian players. They're cherry picking. Look at that comment by Mayrad19. Sorry, that pissed me off.
No, Bastoni has had a shit season so far, by the way, with Inter. So
they name all Italian players, and they name Conti, Romagnoli, and Pellegrini without mentioning Tonali and Calabria, for instance.
Yeah.
So
both got into the national team, by the way.
Exactly. So,
Nor, did you say Krunic is going to be on Dzeko? Is that what you said?
Yes, I think that's what I'm saying.
I think he's going to be on Brozovic more than Dzeko if he plays, because they are not
No,
in the same. They
Krunic,
are
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
because like Krunic does not play in the area of the field that Dzeko plays. Dzeko is too close to Kessie and too close to Tomori for Krunic to go and mark him. I think Krunic will try to break Brozovic, because the way I see Inter is if Brozovic is not able to play, Inter is dysfunctional. He's their most important player, in my opinion.
Something very interesting that Inter did against us last time is they went back, they pushed us back towards their inside of their own half, and then they used the counterattacks to beat us. But they literally pushed us back, and they were doing that very expertly. Now, without Lukaku, without Hakimi, they have Zeko, and they have players that are more like playmakers rather than counterattack players. So I wonder what their tactics will be this time. It can't be the same because it's not going to work this time. So
Also, keep in mind it's a different coach. Like if Conte plays more of an counter-attacking kind of football, Inzaghi has, in my opinion, our weak point kind of football. Meaning he presses a high, he has his defenders high up the pitch. Like if you see Inter play, their defenders, just like ours, they are in the middle of the pitch. Meaning he is pressing you high, and if they do the high press as good as Porto did, we are gonna have a
now
hard
the other
game.
thing about Inzaghi is that last time Inzaghi played against Milan with Lazio, he completely maneuvered, outclassed Pioli. Just the way he completely took out Theo Hernandez out of that game, that's traumatized Pioli, because after that game, Pioli changed his tactics after that game.
Exactly.
So interesting. It's going to be an interesting matchup.
I believe it's comparing Milan and Inter. It's Milan that were pressing high, not Inter. So Milan is pressing high up the pitch.
Yeah, but no, I mean Inter this season. Like with Conte, for example, Inter was not pressing high. They were staying back against everyone, staying back and waiting for the counter to happen. Right now, they are pressing high, and in my opinion, this is our weak point. Like if we get pressed, we lose control.
I honestly, I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you. I don't know what to expect.
I think this can honestly go any direction, to be honest. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I think Leao is going to have to be very aggressive this game. Like I just want to see us have him use the space more. Like I think Kier is always really good at finding him in like deep into the opponent's area, but I want to see less of like the give and go, like near the halfway line, and I want to see him making runs and our midfielders finding him in space. Because when he's able to get into deep areas and he's able to get near the goal line, and then we have our forwards in the box, like that's when we're very dangerous. I hope we're able to do that.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm just to pin on to what Red John was saying. I'm also worried about their high press and the way we try to bomb the ball down the field from the goalkeeper. It's completely useless against most teams, and it's definitely not going to work against Inter with their center backs. If we keep trying to bomb the ball down to Ibrahimovic repeatedly.
I'm actually going to push back a little bit on that.
Yeah,
a little bit. So I'm just thinking about. So one thing that I think is apparent with Milan is that Milan, when they have a certain way of building, where these players go in these positions and then the team sets up, right? And this is what they did against Roma. And Roma allowed them to do that. Porto instead didn't allow them to do that. So I think this is what teams are going to start to do with Milan. They've figured out that Milan does all these interchanges before attacking. And if you don't allow Milan to do those interchanges, basically you press as they're doing those interchanges and you don't let them do them smoothly, then you can hurt Milan's game. But Milan has Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic on the long ball in his layoff game is the best in the world, and that is actually a big advantage that Milan's going to have over Inter if Ibrahimovic plays, because Ibrahimovic's ability to manage the offense is second to none.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. Guess who just became the new Genoa coach? Shevchenko was just announced as the new Genoa
What?
manager.
No
Yeah.
shit, really?
Yeah, Di Marzio and Romano both just said that.
Holy shit, man! Yeah.
What happened? What
Yeah,
happened?
Shevchenko just got
Shevchenko.
announced as the Genoa manager.
Of what? Of who?
Genoa.
Genoa.
Oh, Genoa. Sorry, I didn't hear the first part. Genoa. Oh my god.
They literally just tied Empoli today, right? So I think they're like in the relegation battle. They just announced it.
Wow, that's insane. That's insane.
That's
He's
very
preparing to take over Milan in a couple years.
Yeah, I really, really hope he does well with Genoa, man, because he could be our next coach if he does really, really well.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll be
That's
interested.
awesome. I'm really happy for him. That's great.
It's going to be a good experience.
Yeah, so going back to the game, I'm pretty positive. I'm still very positive about it. I feel like personality is going to be a big factor in this game, mentality, and I don't see Milan botching this one. I really don't. Any opinions?
You stop Barella, you could win this game.
Yeah, you saw Barella. You saw Brozovic.
Brozovic, yeah.
If he can stop Brozovic,
I hope good Kessie comes out tomorrow. I hope Kessie versus Lazio comes out tomorrow. The way he put Milinkovic Savic in his back pocket, need that tomorrow or Sunday.
Like, what worries me is the fact that maybe Pioli is going to play Krunic exactly for that tactically, and the problem is that that's a big bet. Like, I think Pioli is going to play Krunic for the sole reason so he could man mark Brozovic.
Yeah.
But if that fails, man, we are in trouble because Krunic offers nothing.
He did good job on Virtute, Roma game. You remember?
Yeah, and he did good. He did good in the build up against Roma as well.
He's done good in every game he's played so far.
So, but my problem is here. Like, we right now cannot be satisfied with just good.
Yeah.
I want to say he played a great game, and so far I don't think he has played a great game. Brahim, on the other hand, has played many great games. That's why I think Brahim is the
they're
most.
different roles, right? We
Yeah.
do understand that. They're different roles. Brahim
Roles, they are the same role.
No, they're not. They're not.
They are different interpretations of the role. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what that means. One is an attacking midfielder, and one is an advanced midfielder.
Yeah.
By the way, someone we haven't talked much about, and Roy, I'd be curious to hear what you think about this, because I know you look at the tactics a lot and you're a fan of Salamaker's, but since his renewal, he, at least to me, he has not, and I've been a guy that's actually liked him, but he has not seemed to made a very good impact. Curious what your analysis on that is, why you think it is, if you disagree, because I feel like the past few games we've been getting very little out of the right wing.
I do not judge Salamaker's for his ability to produce offensively, because that's not why he's there. I judge Salamaker's for the purpose that he's put on the field, which is a balancing act between the attack and the offense, and he's like an Ambrosini, but in a more advanced position kind of thing. And the way he interprets his role, I think, is brilliant. I think he's doing a great job.
You don't think he's been worse the past few games though than earlier this season? Because I agree with you that that's his role, and I think he does a pretty good job at it. But I feel like since he renewed his contract,
I think players are always going to have a moment where they're going to be better, moments a little bit lower. And right now he started fantastic, and now he's going maybe a little bit lower, but then he's going to go back to his fantastic. It's like a wave. That's normal. Every player is going to be like that.
hopefully.
What do you think about him?
I mean, I think out of all the opinions I've heard on him, I think Nathan is actually the one I agree with the most, except I roast him less. Like, I think he's a good player. I want to get that out there. I think he's a very good player. I don't think he's going to be the next Chiesa. Don't think he's close to Chiesa's level, as I think Flair says. I think he's somewhere in the middle. But for me, I agree that for us to be like the best team that we can be, I would rather have a more offensive threat in the right wing, and I'd rather have him be like a bit of a backup role or a closer. I actually agree with that, because I think I like the way that our three attackers behind the striker are very interchangeable, and I like the way that they're very fluid. But I just feel like if we had like a player that could beat their man on the right wing and we're able to consistently get crosses from the right wing a lot more, I think that opens up a lot of space for both Teo and Leao, and I think it makes us a much better team. I really do. So I'd like to see us improve on that wing, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
listen. Up until we have that player, I'm not going to, I'm going to see what the team is doing right now with the players that Pioli has. I do not see. The only wrong thing I've seen from Pioli was that 6-2-1. That's it. When it comes to tactics, because that 6-2-1 was just unbearable to watch. But the way he's using Salamakers, I think is awesome. I mean, then if we get a Berardi, if we get a Chiesa, Ziyech, whatever, okay, then that would be the player, and I'm sure Pioli's going to make it work.
But this is my problem. I think this is the same exact debate that you have with Nathan every single time. You say that no, Pioli wants Salamakers, and Nathan tells you, what if we had Berardi or Ziyech or
those players would probably play
ahead of Salamakers, right?
It depends on what's needed. It depends on what's needed.
In my
maybe in a game where there is a guy like let's say you're playing against Hakimi, maybe you would rather have a Salamakers on that wing that game. I don't know. It depends. The more options you have, the better you have. But probably, a player like Berardi would play over Salamakers, sure.
Berardi, I don't know about that.
Or whatever player you think is better. I look at it now and what he is doing now. What he's doing now for me is perfect. It's great.
Yes, but
amazing. He's one of the best in Italy in that position.
The conversation is Salamakers starting because he is just the best option we got, or is Salamakers starting because he's a really good player? This is my question.
The question is the answer is he is starting because he's an amazing player.
Okay.
No, he's not an amazing player.
Let's agree to disagree.
But what constitutes amazing?
Because the problem is in the right wing position in the type of game that we play, him playing the role that he does cannot constitute as an amazing player, in my opinion, because it's not impactful enough to the team to be characterized as an amazing player.
What makes it? Why do you think it's not impactful?
Because I think the way that we play, Salamakers is very good at adding defensively, but our way of playing is not
and possession. Not
sure,
just
but the possession part could be done better by someone else.
How do you know?
That's better than him.
How do you know?
Because I see him play, and I know that in terms of making the right, he's good at making the right passes.
So would have you taken out Gattuso of Ancelotti's Milan because we're better players that could have?
That's okay. Come on, let's.
Or would you have taken Ambrosini? Would you have taken Ambrosini out?
Gattuso is one of the best players in the history at the defensive position that he played, the aggressive position that he played. Okay, so that's not a fair comparison to Salamakers.
It is because the role he's being deployed at is that's the concept.
Right. Okay, so 2 points on that. 2 points of that. A, you're comparing someone that's one of the best at their position in the history of the game
and Ambrosini
to someone. Yeah, Ambrosini also a lot more established than Salamakers, but so that's point one. But point two is Salamakers plays right wing. Gattuso played a position that was predominantly defensive.
Where did Gattuso play?
He played in the midfield, but his role was to play more defensively on a team that had
No.
a lot of attacking options.
Gattuso played in a diamond, and he was
Yeah.
at the right side of a diamond. So
Yeah,
he was
but-
literally where Salamakers is.
No,
Yeah, but no.
First of all, he was not in the same position that Salamakers is
He
right
was
now.
in a diamond midfield on the
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Mezzala. He was a
his
Mezzala.
and
Yeah,
his
but
role.
Salamakers is not a Mezzala, he's a right winger.
Exactly.
No,
It's a different
Salamakers
position.
plays. No, you see, guys. Salamakers plays the right wing as a Mezzala. Thank you.
Again.
This is what Calhanoglu was doing last year. He was playing the attacking midfielder position
Uh,
as a Mezzala.
So
Exactly,
do we play
yes.
Do we play a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-2-1?
We play a 4-2-3-1 positionally, but functionally, in the right wing, we have a Mezzala. We don't have a right winger.
Yeah, but that's the point that he was trying to make.
Yeah, but if he does, but he's doing that role beautifully.
But he's doing that role because that's who he is. We have no other. We don't have an upgrade to him.
I just think the reason that he's playing that functionally is because he doesn't have the talent to be more aggressive offensively. But I think if we had a player that could play with more talent on the right wing more aggressively, then we play a 4-2-3-1 functionally as well. Like, you're comparing Salamakers to Gattuso, but again, still different positions. Like, Gattuso played
All right, I'll make
a midfield with Pirlo, who was more of an attacker in the midfield.
Pirlo was in the center. Pirlo was in the dead center.
Exactly.
Yes,
He was
yes,
in the back.
yes,
He was behind
yes.
everybody.
But
Yeah,
if you looked at the team that we had Kaká, Seedorf, Ambrosini. We had several midfielders that played in that cluster that were attacking players. For Milan, we have if you're saying that Salamakers is defensive, Kessie and Tonali virtually play both defensive positions.
So there are three defensive midfielders right there.
Right, but then we don't have three attacking players.
No,
like
we
did
do.
before.
We do. We have four actually. We have Diaz, we have Leao, Hernandez, and Ibra.
Okay, so you're considering Teo Hernandez now
Of
as an
course,
attacker.
Theo Hernandez is an attacker.
But then we don't have. But then who's the four at the back?
Well, Milan plays the way they build. They either have three in the back or two at the back.
Yeah, the way Milan builds, from what I see, is that what they do is they bring either Kessie or Tonali back to play in the middle.
There you go. That's your
Tomori-
answer right there.
they
That's
keep
your answer
Tomori-
right there. So you knew
Yeah,
that.
but in that when they do that, then they have Calabria advancing on the right side.
Correct.
And
And Salamakers comes in and does what a Mezzala does. Thank you.
Yes, but
that's on the build up. That's on the build up.
Yeah, right. And that's
Right.
how you and Milan had its system too in the build up. There's one way defending,
But on the
position.
right side, like I agree that on the left side you have Teo Hernandez that advances.
Yeah.
On the right side, who is our player that is in an advanced position on the right side?
Well, who was it in the right side when Milan had Gattuso in the center forward there, in the center midfield position?
I don't remember, bro. Probably Kaká or
Kaká played in the
I
middle.
don't remember exactly.
Kaká
Yeah, so
played in the
I
middle.
don't know exactly.
No,
we
the
made-
striker just floated to the right
Exactly,
side when it was
yes.
needed.
Exactly,
And this is
because-
what we do. It's exactly what we're doing.
But
It's
listen,
just we're starting from different positions.
listen, but also the role that Seedorf and Gattuso had in that formation was to
Were
protect, exactly, but also to run twice as much as everyone else in order to protect Pirlo.
Yeah, of course. Well,
So
they're a
it's-
Mezzala. That's what Mezzalas do. And that's what
Exactly.
Salamakers does. He runs twice as much as everybody else.
Exactly. But this is the problem. Those players more so Gattuso than Seedorf, to be honest, because Seedorf would be more attacking minded. More so Gattuso's role was exactly that. Salamaker's role, on the other hand, for us, he is also the guy who's in the wider position every time. Because if you notice us when we have the possession of the ball, we have two players on the back, two other players which are our CDMs, a little bit more forward, but also in the defensive position, so to say, unless Kessie makes a run or Tonali and then Benacer stays back. And I'm sorry, and then Calabria gets in the offense, but he enters inside, and then Salamakers provides the right winger. Right now, my problem is this: when Calabria makes his runs inside, then Salamakers is the one providing the final pass before like normally a header is scored or a goal is scored or something is created. That
Hold on,
final
man.
pass
Say
lacks
that again.
quality.
Say that again. When Calabria comes inside, and
Exactly.
Salamakers is not always the player that goes on the outside.
80% of the time, Calabria goes inside, making runs inside the 16-yard box, and Salamakers is the
Mm,
in the extreme right position, and
that
then
is not
Salamakers
always. That is not always.
80% of the time, like
No, because Salamakers most of the time goes inside. You'll see Salamakers on the left actually, helping Leao,
no, but
and it's usually the
that's-
midfielders that cover for that position and do the overlaps.
what you are seeing right now happens as well, but
No,
a
it's
lot
50-50. It's not 80%.
a lot of times Calabria makes runs
Okay, fine.
entering the 16-yard box, and Salamakers is the furthest.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
and sometimes it used to be Gattuso. So
and in that position we lack the quality for the final pass.
hey,
That's exactly what
sorry, guys, keep on going. I gotta take an important call. Keep on going.
So guys, say something. I don't know.
My bad.
Vasil.
I got I don't know what happened. I got kicked off somehow. I probably in the middle of talking about Salamakers.
Yeah, it's Roy, man. It's Roy trying to establish his dictatorship. So yeah. So in my opinion, we need a right winger, man. Like I don't know why Roy keeps on, but Roy has this as his agenda or something. I don't know. Roy will tell you Castillo is a great player. Roy used to say Suso was a great player. Like this is Roy,
Well,
in my opinion.
yeah, I think the problem is like there's a scale of terrible to amazing, and I think two things can be true. Salamakers can not be compared to Gattuso, which is ridiculous, but then also not be called a terrible player. Like
I agree.
To call someone Gattuso is anyway. That's I think point taken. I think Salamakers is a good player, but I just don't think. I think it's obvious he's not an excellent player. And a right winger that plays on this team needs to contribute, needs to be able to put a good cross into the box. Bottom line.
And this is exactly my problem with Salamakers, because we were discussing this the other day as well. The problem that I have is not that Salamakers is not a good player or he is not functional. The problem that I have is that the right winger is there to provide assists and to score goals, right? And he provides very, very little assists, and he almost never scores goals. So I have a problem with that. I think our four attacking players should have higher numbers. Thankfully, Leao is doing that this year, and I want the same quality in our right wing as well.
And you know what I think Salamakers would be a perfect player if a guy like Teo Hernandez played right back for us. Like if we had a fullback on the side of him that was comfortable being in an advanced position, doing a give and go, getting deep into the wing, and then crossing it in, I'm happy with that. I think someone like Kalulu does that a bit. Calabria is also not good enough offensively. So for me, the bigger problem isn't like I don't have a problem with Salamakers or anything. I still think overall we function well, but on the right side, generally, we don't have the capability of putting a good cross into the net, into the box. Never. Like if you look at all of our crosses, that are dangerous. They're always from the left side, and the problem there is that if you're a team preparing to play against us, like that's when you're able to lock down someone like Teo Hernandez, because you can double team him, you can position yourself so that the left back can't get into advanced position because you know there's not going to be a threat from the right side.
Yeah, exactly. What do you actually think about the striker position? Do you think we need a striker next summer? Even if Ibra somehow decides that he wants to play one more year, which I hope not, because like Ibra is a superb player, like I love him a lot, but the problem is that if a player is only able to play 40% of the games, it's better if we let go and we try to find the player who's going to be our main striker for the next 5 years.
Yeah, the striker position's this is a tough one for me because Belotti, like the striker's a weird one because I'm caught in the middle of saying like you don't like in order to get an elite striker, and I'm not even saying Vlahovic is necessarily like proven to be elite, but in order to get someone that you know is going to be good for a consistent number of goals, there's no way to not spend a lot of money, but that's just money that we don't have. So then a guy like Belotti is probably, he wants to come, it's going to be free. But then is he like the long-term solution? I really don't know what the answer is with striker. I'm just honestly hopeful that like Colombo ends up being a good player. Maybe like Ibra for another year can be someone that plays 10, 15 games. Belotti plays like for me, I view us in a transitional period right now, but in the higher end of a transitional period. So what I look for in the team personally is most of the team has building blocks like Tonali, our defense, our goalkeeper. I think that is solid for the future. Our left wing position, I think that's solid for the future. Brahim, if he returns, that's solid for the future. Otherwise, no idea what we're doing center attacking mid. But for me, the striker position and the right wing position are ones where we need to figure out like to survive until we can become a bigger, more profitable club. And that's when we need to spend heavy on a legitimate striker.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I also think in this process, at some point, this ownership has to sell the club to someone who's more willing to spend or someone who does it with passion.
100%.
I think this property is not going to spend money because they are not here to spend money. They are here to make money. So.
Nope, I agree. But I think the good news is I do believe this team is good enough now to win the Scudetto. So for me, like this is the year where I think we need to capitalize. Like I don't know the next time Juve isn't going to be good. Inter's good, but they're not as good as last year. Like the fact that Napoli's our biggest threat this year, I think this is the year to really go for it. But in terms of, I agree, like my expectations for this team until we're bought by like a Louis Vuitton or a big player that makes us competitive, that has passion, it's not even worth having the expectation of making the semifinal of a Champions League or any of that. Because this isn't just a conversation of being a Milan fan. It's like an understanding of where the state of soccer is in the world right now. It's just the fact of the matter that the Premier League has figured out, like they do in North America, how to make a ton of money off the team, how to reinvest in the team, and how to build it. And when you have a team like Newcastle that's like the 10th or 11th place team getting bought by however much they are, there's like a systemic problem financially in the sport. The same way in the 80s, Berlusconi was buying players and like keeping them on the bench. Like he'd buy the best players in the world and keep them on the bench just so that other teams wouldn't have them. That's what's happening now, but in these other leagues. So it's a much bigger problem than just us. It's like just the system of world football right now.
I agree. Like if you look around, the only competition to the Premier League is Real Madrid, Barcelona, which are clubs with huge revenues, huge fan bases. They have dominated world of football in the last 15 years, right? So it's either them two or PSG and Bayern Munich. But Bayern Munich is a totally different beast because I think they are just there. They dominate their league. They have a whole league working for them, in my opinion. So it's either you have to have enough money to handle the spendings or the way the Premier League spends, or you have to own a league and use that league for talent and then just play those talents and get them for free.
Yeah, we need more competitive Serie A in terms of financially speaking. I mean, Serie A,
but
it's so backwards, man.
I think the problem with Serie A is Italy and the way Italy works, because Italy is massively bureaucratic country, and I think that is damaging football as well. It's just look at us. Like Milan has been trying to build a stadium since when Berlusconi was here, since early 2011 or 12. We have been trying to build a stadium, and right now we are still not 100% sure that we will build a stadium. Still, still we don't know for sure. Just look at Roma. Roma has been trying to build a new stadium since the 2000s. It's 2021 right now. They are still not able to build a stadium. So this is a country problem that it's also translating into the Italian teams being just factually behind 100 million from other top clubs. Right now, Milan makes 100 million just from the stadium, because you have to pay the percentage of the ticket to the state. So it just makes no sense. Two of the biggest teams in the world of football do not own a stadium. That's a problem.
Do you know the capacity of the new stadium? Is it going to be at least 50,000?
60.
Good. Because
Yeah,
clubs like Milan and Inter, I don't want like a 30,000 stadium.
No. But I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't keep the same number. I guess because it's not 100% filled every time. But I was hoping for a little bit more, just like Real Madrid did it. They just kept the same capacity, 82,000 people.
But Real Madrid, it's almost always full, and we'll be lucky if we average around 45,000 on the 60. That'll be good for like Italy. But I can see us average maybe even more once we have our new stadium.
I think right now, before COVID and all this, I think we had an average participation of 49,000 per match, which is still a good number, like turn-up number.
I mean, that's quite a lot of money if you think, man. 40, almost 50,000. I mean, if you multiply by whatever, I mean, that's why you need the stadium and that revenue.
Yeah, but this is a problem. Like, even though we made on average 10,000 more people coming to our stadium, because the stadium is just bigger than Juventus stadium. Because, for example, the Juve stadium its capacity is like 40,000. So even though you would have more people in San Siro, you would make half of what Juventus is making with Juventus stadium.
Oh yeah. That's why I said we need our own stadium.
Yeah,
it will change drastically our income. Honestly,
exactly. I think the numbers were saying that we would get each, us and Inter, per season 120 million euros more. So that's that's crazy.
Somebody wrote it's a half owned by Inter. Now, I think when Milan plays home games, it's all goes to Milan. The same will probably go to Inter. When Inter plays, all money goes to Inter. So we're not gonna lose much. I mean, even if we can average, as I said, 45,000 out of 60, man, that's a nice income right there.
No, I actually think when we build a new stadium, and if we keep the momentum going in the sportive direction, meaning that we are doing well, we are fighting for silverware, we are always fighting to win the Scudetto, we can easily have a full house every time we play. Because I'm sorry, and I will stop because I've been talking for 10 minutes now. Because one of the reasons why people don't like going to San Siro is because the conditions at San Siro are miserable, to be honest. It's a stadium that has been last renovated in 1990s or something, 1991, something like that. So it's a stadium that has not been touched for 30 years. So people don't really like going to the stadium because the conditions are not great. But if you give the fans better conditions, better atmosphere, more services, then I think more people will just show up, because it's a great feeling to go and watch a match.
And And the other thing is that all that money and the extra stuff that's going to be built, like entertainment stuff, food courts and stuff, it's going to be probably some certain percentage will be also received from selling, all those, amenities.
Yeah,
So
like the 120 million per season comes including the other parts, not just the stadium.
I mean, just think about it. If we can come to that 120 just from revenue from stadium plus Champions League another like 50, let's say, million. I mean, now we're looking at somewhat a more serious budget in terms of transfer markets, man.
Yeah, and hopefully we will be able to have a better revenue overall, man. Because right now we are doing very poor numbers. We are doing like 230 million, 250 million.
I feel like we have to make minimum like 350, man, to be like, okay, we can like compete somewhat with other leagues and other big teams, because I'm telling you, man, like that's one of the problems Milan has been years, man. It started with Berlusconi, and plus you add to that corruption in Italy, bureaucracy, as we already talked about. And then when you add all of those factors, man, obviously, like that's why Italy is so freaking behind. We're even behind Germany, man. I mean,
No. Italy is behind Germany 100% as a country.
Oh yeah, I mean, in those terms, yeah. I mean, Germany is a power. Germany and England, those two are the powerhouse of Europe. Man. There's no bigger, economically speaking, countries. France is a piece of shit. I mean, they're always. I don't know what's wrong with them, but
at least if we speak economically, it's Germany and France, then England. But
I was talking more. I was including
like
some other things, not just
football.
economic.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of influence, I would say Germany and England.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, France has influence too, but I mean, England probably has bigger influence in the world than France.
Yeah.
By far.
And
so,
probably even more than Germany, to be honest.
Oh yeah. When we talk about world, England has probably that's the most influential country from Europe. They have great relationship with Americans. They're like the biggest allies, so they get discounts on certain things, man. You know what I mean? One hand,
exactly. I think Germany is in the conversation only because they are a powerhouse economically. Like economically, they are just too strong.
I mean, they are like. I mean, even in terms of like just pure manufacturing. I mean, Germany still manufactures a lot of stuff in Germany.
Everything.
So that's a huge plus. I mean, auto manufacturing. I mean, one of the best. Just that one simple like part of just one industry. Just in that industry, they make so much money, man.
Yeah, it's like the car industry, medicine industry, metal industry. Like, there's a reason why they are the powerhouse of Europe. Like,
Plus, you have to take into consideration their mentality, man. Like I lived in Germany, man. And
I am aware.
Like it's all about discipline. It's all being on time. It's structure. It's hard work. Italians are, compared to that, they're lazy, man. Compared to like Germans.
Not lazy, but I would think they enjoy life a little bit more.
A little bit too much, I would say sometimes. That's why they're lacking. That's why they're behind in a lot of terms behind Germany, even France. I mean, I'm not even talking about Switzerland in terms of economically speaking. And Switzerland is above Italy, probably. I would say what should I say? Like for the average citizen.
Like Switzerland is a superb country, income per capita wise, like average salary. But the problem is because they are a small country, they are not relevant in the grand scheme of things.
World politics. I mean, they don't have almost no influence. Besides maybe in the banking, they have great influence, but that's about it when it comes down to Switzerland. I mean, with France, you got pretty strong military too. If we have to go deeper a little bit. I mean, France has like, it's a nuclear power country too. Germany.
Yeah,
I don't think their army is that strong compared to like France or England. I mean,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
behind.
But with Germans, you never know. Man.
I mean,
History has taught us enough to know that these guys.
I mean, we showed them twice where they belong, so that's where they're gonna sit, man. Trust me. If they try something to do again, I mean, they're gonna get fucked over bad.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope they learned their lesson, man.
yeah,
'Cause
100%. Like, 'cause here, like, I live here, and there's a huge emphasis about their history. It's like in Germany, Germans don't go out or don't show their flag, man, because they are afraid to be called. Uh,
But
yeah,
you live in Germany. Did you say you live in Germany?
yeah, man. We have spoken in
No,
German
what
together.
part? I want to ask what part. I don't think I asked you what part.
Köln.
Köln? Okay,
Yeah,
I never
no.
been to Köln. But
I have lived in Munich, Berlin, and now Köln.
which city you like more?
Berlin.
Yeah,
Berlin is a super
Berlin.
city.
Berlin is nice, but you know what problem I see right now, especially in German politics, is the rise of right wing parties, man.
Yeah, and they got 11% in these elections.
We should not be sleeping on that, man. I mean, I watched some documentaries, and I mean, I'm telling you, man, this is like a rise. It's like rising slowly. Those are some ideas, kind of
But
not the same ideas, but
if you look carefully, there's a rise in right wing politics all over in Europe, even in Austria, even in England because of Brexit. Because Brexit was more or less part of the right wing agenda. Even in Sweden, even in Italy, Lega Nord in Italy is getting stronger. For example, like, or in Spain, like it's a weird.
I mean, I know Greece has a right wing party in the parliament. Hungary has a right wing party. Austria has a right wing. Sweden, man, out of all places, has a right wing party. Trust me, man. I'm following it, not like every day, but I do follow that kind of stuff because.
Hey, what's happening, guys? Sorry.
Hey,
I
what's
didn't
going
take
on, man?
an important phone call. What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about politics because everybody disappeared. So me and Rajan, we decided to just have a conversation about some world politics, man.
Oh, okay. Nice. What are you saying?
I mean, we were talking about the influence overall and why it kind of ties into football in a sense, because if you look at where the problem lies, it lies in the country overall, actually, not just Milan and mismanagement. The country is so backwards, Italy, compared to like Germany, even England, France. I mean,
right.
It's backwards in a lot of ways. I mean, I have my aunt and my cousin, they live in Italy for over 20 years now, 22, 25 years. And they've been telling me all of this stuff too, because they live there. They see it every day. They're like, it's compared to other European powerhouses, it's definitely behind, man. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
And if they don't change anything, man, if they stay like this, they're going to fall behind so far that they're not going to be able to catch up, man. So something needs to be done. I mean, like, seriously. Like, if they want to stay as a, top 10 country or top 20 in the world. I mean, because that's they're losing the ground, I would say.
Oh, yeah. It's been a
big
long
time
now. It's been a while since.
And I was arguing with somebody on YouTube, like on the comments under one of when Juventus lost to Sassuolo. I told this guy, I was like, your corrupted team, your corrupted team only can win when referees are bought by the family of Agnelli. And he went, the whole country is like that. You have to understand, corruption is in the blood, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, we take pride in our corruption and our ability to be corrupt.
But, my argument to him was, I was like, bro, I'm from Eastern Europe. Our corruption levels are not even comparable to Italy.
No, we are more corrupt.
No, man. You've never been to Eastern Europe, man. You have no idea, man.
Come on, guys. Are you kidding me?
Right. Come on, bro.
We are way more corrupt.
Oh,
No, Roy, it's not even comparable, bro.
it's unbelievable, man.
No.
You have no idea, man. You have to visit. You have to live there for even like a short period of time to understand what me and we know exactly, man. What's all about, man. Corruption is insane.
When I say corruption, I mean you go to the doctor and you pay some money under the table so you don't have to wait in line. Corruption. I'm not even talking big scale. You see it everywhere. You go to the doctor and you can corrupt the doctor.
That's pretty cool, though.
Is it though? Because there are people waiting in line, being obedient citizens.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
You know, Roy, if you have a lot of money, yeah, that's actually perfect because you can get away with almost everything.
Yeah.
You know, in our countries. But is it really cool? I don't think it's really cool, man. That's the problem why my country is struggling still because of all this freaking corruption.
Hey, you know what? I mean, infrastructure of a country really says a lot about how things are. In the U.S., doing what you just said there is impossible. I mean, I'm sure it's done, but the U.S. is definitely doing pretty well when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I would say U.S. it's more on a higher level corruption behind closed doors.
Right. Yeah.
You don't see it every day.
It's the elite corruption, right?
Elite
corruption.
You don't have to bribe a cop when they stop you. Like back home,
exactly. Like, Matt, for example, right now, I don't think you can do it in Albania, but I think there were some years, like 10 years ago, the cop would stop you. You would give him 10 euros, and the cop would be like, okay, just leave. Like, it was fucking crazy.
10 euros, that's it?
Yeah, but of course, man. Yeah, 10 euros. How much?
You can drunk drive, man, and get stopped by a cop, and if you have connections, if you know people, man, you get away with that.
10 years?
Like nothing happens.
I'm surprised.
So there's too much competition, Roy. They have to lower their demands.
Yeah. We have a question for you here, Vasil. Vasil, what are your thoughts on Sheva to Genoa?
To be honest, I'm kind of shocked by that in a sense, because I honestly thought that Sheva, after Ukrainian national team, he's gonna coach like a Ukrainian team. Actually, I thought that's where it was heading. But now Genoa, I think for Sheva overall, it's a good experience. He must gain that club experience, and I think Genoa is perfect start. So, I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just kind of surprised that it happened so quick, So, but good for him, man. I will always support Sheva, man, no matter what. He's my countryman. Gotta support.
Hey, this is good news, though. It's now 20, so that means the economy is getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I like that very like sarcastic, like nice joke, man. That was a good one. Now it's 20, man. We're doing good. So the salary, instead of $150, now you earn $160.
Yeah.
Pay off.
And also, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's that kind of level we're talking about. Yeah.
I mean, like, what do you expect if cops on average makes like $350, $400? Like, I think like around 4 to 5
a month? A month?
Yeah.
So how much is it for like rent?
Depends what city.
Yeah, exactly. I think in Albania right now, but Christy can actually correct me if I'm wrong. I think the cop makes around 500 euros a month or something like that. So,
and how much is like your rent usually?
The problem is that I don't know about the new generation now, because that's a different thing. But because we used to be a communist country, more or less everyone owns a home. So there are not many Albanians who actually rent, even though I'm not sure about the new generation now, because the new generation must rent. But the rent goes 150 euros a month, like something like that.
Yeah, I would say it's about right. I mean, a lot of people, like, I mean, my family, for example, my whole family, not just my immediate family, but everybody owns a house. So the only thing they pay for is like gas, electricity, and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the property taxes, man, are super low. So
Like I have this conversation with my girlfriend all the time because like she's from Spain, and in Spain everyone rents because houses are impossible to buy. And in Albania, I don't really know many people who rent because everyone owns a house. Get it? So this is like, but I think in the future, as prices get higher and higher, it's like.
I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
I would say in Kiev, like to rent a decent apartment, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's a good between $200 to $300, and the salary is higher, but the grocery, everything is higher to price, so it's kind of evens out at the end of the day. So let's say in Kiev, people can earn like pretty easy, like about $1,000 a month, but the cost of living is quite expensive. I mean, you're probably gonna hash like at least $300 for rent plus all the utilities. So, I mean, your expenses are going to be pretty high, even if you earn a little more, than like smaller cities. But in smaller cities, like where I'm from, like, I mean, most people, do own, like, I mean, as I said, in my family, everybody owns a house or apartment or a couple houses,
Yeah.
I mean, so you don't have to buy or pay for mortgage, so to say.
Gotcha. But owning a house means that you have to pay for shit when it breaks up. When it breaks.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. So you always have expenses, man. I mean,
Right.
no matter what.
Right. So if your air conditioner is fucked, that's a lot of money, or
Oh
it's,
yeah,
it's
all
almost
out
as
of your
much
pocket.
as rent for. Well, it depends. It depends, I guess.
But yeah. So yeah, what are we talking about now? We stopped on Diaz, or
No, it's. No, I was just thinking that's pretty interesting stuff. Listen, all right, guys, let's go to our predictions because I have to close pretty soon, unfortunately. But let's do our predictions. So, guys, Empoli Genoa happened today.
good.
Genoa now is Shevchenko's team.
That's
So
my
it's-
second favorite team in Serie A after Milan.
So
Now,
now you're going to be a Genoa fan.
now I either I want it or not, man. By default, I became Genoa fan. Oh my god, that sounds bad.
They call what are Genoa fans? Grifoni. Grifoni.
It just sounds bad, man. Just hearing myself saying I'm a Genoa fan, that just sounds bad. Man.
Griffith. That's the Griffith, right?
I never actually had any like bad feelings towards Genoa, so I shouldn't say that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. If he went, let's say, to Lazio, that's gonna be. I would be not happy, man. If Sheva went to like team like Lazio, for example,
Right. That would be
because
terrible.
I hate freaking Lazio.
I want Sheva to go to Juve.
No. He's never gonna do that. He's not Pirlo, man.
No. Juve is the best team in the world, right?
Yeah, sure, man. Whatever you want to tell yourself, man, every day.
Okay, guys, let's get started. Spezia Torino. Wow. Torino is a super team now. Pobega, guys. By the way, Pobega just made the national team. So another one of those players that if we do not bring back is going to be another one of those players that is going to join the club of Pessina, Cristante, Donnarumma.
How much do you think he's worth for us to sell him to Torino, let's say?
30.
There's no obligation, just option to buy, correct?
He's worth 30. He's a national team player now. 30 is a minimum. Maybe if he does even better, maybe 40.
30 is the budget that Torino has for 2 seasons, man.
So they can't get him then.
Exactly.
I mean,
Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, like, who owns Torino, by the way?
Cairo.
Cairo. He's the guy who owns the Gazzetta, right?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Gazzetta dello Sport or what? Gazzetta?
Yeah, Gazzetta dello Sport.
So he's not that rich, I guess.
No, he's not super rich, but he's okay. Like if you compare him to other owners, he's not rich. Same as Lazio's owner. Lotito, he's rich, but he's not super rich.
So they're not billionaires, obviously. They're all millionaires, but not billionaires.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
But we are next year. We're going to get Pobega back, hopefully, and we're going to get Belotti. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing.
Plus, don't forget about Colombo, man. That's
And
another.
Colombo, I heard that he's not going to be back next year. His project is 2 years, so he's going to be back in 2 years. So this year, next year, and then he's going to be back.
Oh, so we gave him for 2-year loan.
Something like that. Yeah, that's the project.
And to be honest, how old is he?
He's Maldini's age.
So he is 20. What is
Just
20?
20, yeah, 19/20.
I mean, if he plays 20, so he will be 21 when he gets back. I mean, it's perfect, actually. I like it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's going to be 21, 22 when he gets back. So it is perfect.
And he's killing out there. Man. He's killing out there, sounds like, from what I've been hearing. Like,
They're saying he's the best striker in Serie B.
Shit, man, that's good. If he if he keeps that consistency, man, shit, man. And he's physically strong for his age, man. The guy is built like a brick, man.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I like his energy too. So I definitely don't want us to sell him, not Colombo, at least for now. Let him just play somewhere for a couple of years, and then we'll see.
Yeah.
Pobega too, man. Pobega it's a good player, man, in the making.
Yeah, absolutely. He just got called for
guys.
Predictions. Spezia Torino, guys. Torino is a kick-ass team. They're the best team in the world. I say 3-0 for Torino. Red John, you're next.
1-0 Spezia.
Really? 1-0 Spezia.
Because Spezia plays really well at home.
Yeah, but Torino is better.
Yeah, but
I have even better for you guys.
What is it?
2-2.
Draw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 2-2. Hold on. Did you get any results right last round?
Yes, I did, man.
Oh yeah, which ones?
I think I got the Bologna right. I have to look at. I wrote it down somewhere, but I don't have it in front of me. So okay. I got like more than one correct.
All right. So I say 3-0. Red John says 1-0 Spezia. Vasil says 2-2. We got Nathan here. Nathan?
Man, I feel like I've been away for a long time.
What's
shit? I'd probably say like 1-1. What else were you guys talking about? I know I missed a lot.
Dude, too much. We'd have to go 3 hours in order to. You say 1-1?
Yeah, I say 1-1.
All right. Okay, guys. So let's see. Obviously, we'll see who's going to be. Oh, yes. What a game, guys. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific West time.
That's a good one.
The best game of the round, I think, of the whole round. This one right here. Juventus against Fiorentina. Historical rivalry here between the clubs. They hate each other. Juventus wins this one 4-0.
Very optimistic, man.
Yeah, Juventus just woke up. They're back, and they're going to win 4-0.
They've been back all season. So for some reason, I don't see them back.
Yeah. Red Joe, what do you think?
I think at some point, Juve has to start winning again, right?
Right.
So, but that being said, 1-2 Fiorentina.
Wow. Really, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
Fiorentina is a good team, man. So
that's messed up. Okay.
And they are direct competitors right now at this point, looking at the table.
Exactly. Like Fiorentina wants to become part of the Seven Sisters.
And they will, man. I'm telling you. I like how things are going. And I actually really like Fiorentina. You know, out of Italian teams, I mean, Milan is Milan. It's like part of my heart. But I do have a soft spot for Fiorentina, man.
Yeah.
What about you? Okay, go ahead.
I can also say the scorers if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
For Juventus, it's going to be Dybala. And for Fiorentina, Giacomo Bonaventura, one. And Dusan Vlahovic, the other one.
All right, so I'll do the same. I'm going to say Dybala is going to score 2 goals. Chiesa is going to score 1 goal. And Bonaventura is going to score an own goal.
Mm-hmm.
So Vasil, what about you?
My heart wants Fiorentina to win, but my brain tells me it's going to be a draw, 2-2.
Oh, okay, another draw. All right, Nathan, what do you think?
I think Nathan is driving.
I also think 2-1 for Fiorentina. I can,
Really?
yeah, maybe Vlahovic with a goal from open play and a penalty.
Why are you not confident in Juventus at home? They're at home, and they can beat. You don't think they can beat Fiorentina?
Because they lost versus Empoli at home and versus Sassuolo at home.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Fiorentina is better than both.
They just don't inspire much confidence at the moment. So
Let's
I
just
think
call it.
Fiorentina is.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I think Fiorentina is just in a better moment.
Please don't call Juventus Rubentus. That's very disrespectful.
Honestly, like when Nate said inspire, I mean, the Juventus is like disgrace right now to me. So they can go
disgrace.
Go and fuck themselves.
Very big disgrace. Huh?
I honestly, like, guys, you have no idea. Like, I fucking hate you. Not just like hate, with the passion, man.
That's nice. Well, listen. So we talked about the most interesting game of the weekend. Let's keep on going. Cagliari Atalanta.
Oof, that's a good one too. Actually,
that's a nice game. Atalanta looked good against Manchester United, huh? If it wasn't for that CR7.
Now all Juve fans are probably crying like little bitches, man.
And they should, because but I think Ronaldo was a piece of shit. Let's be honest. Like, he left them at the last day of the Mercato. That's
I love him. I love him for what he did. He earned a lot of respect from me. The way he did it. Oh, that was a beautiful move. One of the best moves.
I mean, I get it. If he wants to be gangster and wants to mess them up, it is a pretty good move, I think. Yeah, I get it.
And there's only a few players in this world that can do this kind of stuff, man. And Ronaldo is one of them. So,
all right, okay. Well, I'm gonna say Cagliari Atalanta 5-1 for Atalanta, and the goals are going to be Zapata, Ilicic, Muriel, Pessina.
Interesting.
I think Atalanta wins 3-0, and the scores are going to be Zapata, Ilicic.
Guys, talk about something else real fast.
Yeah, sounds good.
I want to continue this. Give me 1 second.
No problem, man. I would say, definitely Atlanta is going to win this game, but the score, I for some reason I think it's going to be like 3-1 for Atlanta. Obviously,
who scores?
Malinowski, Zapata, and what's his name, Muriel, in the second half. He will come in as a replacement of Zapata in the second half. I think that's what he's been doing all season. What's his name? Gasperini. He always starts Zapata and then he brings in Muriel. I actually like Muriel, man. I wouldn't mind him as a backup in Milan. Honestly, he's a good player.
Yeah, but I
how
think
about Ilicic, man? I feel like we should have gotten him, man. Even though he's 31 or whatever, 32, he still brings a lot of good.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, I was against Ilicic coming, but then I saw him versus United, and he was a super player. Like, he would bench Salamakers on his sleep.
To be honest, man, the set of skills this guy has, technically speaking, I mean, salad maker is not even like he can only kiss his legs, man, or something.
Yeah,
the guy has not even close, man.
Not comparable. Yeah,
his vision, like his through passes, man. I mean, his shooting ability, man. I mean, it's amazing. The guy is a good player, man. You know, and I would still get him for 2 seasons, just like even as a backup.
Yeah, I agree.
The only one who can't see this is Roy.
I mean, Roy is Juventus fan. What do you guys expect, man?
Exactly. Exactly.
He can joke as much as he wants, but the greatest Freud said, like, when you talk about something a lot, or that usually means you are what you talk about. So
Like saying he says it jokingly, but then you never know, man. Roy is a suspect.
I'm telling you, man. To me, any Milan fan that has any positive or any good feelings towards Juve, it's a very, very big red flag for me. That's just me personally. Like, you cannot like Juventus and be Milan fan. I'm sorry, it's just impossible. Like, it's either one way or another, man. There's no in between. The same goes towards Inter, but I hate Inter less than Juve. Actually, I fucking hate Juve, man. That corrupted piece of shit team, man, owned by Agnelli, who owns the country very much. So of course they got away. They could build the stadium. They can do all of these things because they have everybody in their pocket, man. Like, literally, all politicians and stuff. So, like, I mean, everybody knows the history of Juventus, man. It's corrupted son of a bitch, man. And people that say no, we need Juventus. No, we don't need Juventus.
All right, okay, I'm back.
I'm good. I'm good with the other 6 teams. Instead of, I would rather have Fiorentina as the what's called Seven Sisters instead of Juve, man.
So fun. All right, so I said 5-1 Atalanta Cagliari, and I said the scores. What about Red John? What do you think?
3-0 Atalanta.
3-0 Atalanta. Wow, okay. We have a 5-1 Atalanta here too, from Merad. Merad one day sent me some really verbally violent comments on one of the videos we did. It's a long time ago. But anyway, what about you, Vasil? What do you think?
I think it's gonna be Atlanta. It's gonna be 3-1.
3-1?
Mm-hmm. They're gonna win 3-1.
Yeah, so we all so far think that Cagliari is going to get crushed. What do you think, Nathan? Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, I also think that it's probably gonna be like 2-0, 3-1, something like that.
Yeah. So we all think that Atalanta is going to crush up.
Yeah. I mean, that's without question.
Wow, look at this game here. This should be an interesting game.
That is the one where Mourinho is gonna start losing his job after this game.
If he loses this one, probably, yeah.
Even draw, man, it's bad for him. Maybe not as bad as losing, but it's gonna be bad.
I don't see them drawing, but yeah, even if they draw, it's going to be bad. Yeah. I think Roma is going to win 6-0.
Yeah, Mourinho.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Nathan. Finish.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. Roma desperately need this win.
Yeah.
Like, they desperately fucking need this win.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mourinho. I mean, I thought Mourinho, when he first came, I figured he would get them right defensively, because that's what their main problem was last year, was their defense.
Yep.
And it's like they started off well, like they normally do, and then they just go right back to just being garbage. Like, it's so ridiculous.
It's very strange with that club. I'm going to give my quick, I think 6-0 Roma. And Abraham is finally going to get on the scoreline.
I think Venezia is not as good as Bodo Klimt, but they're still a good side. So I think Roma wins this, but they win 2-0 or 2-1.
Okay, wow. So, what about you, Vasil? What do you think?
It's gonna be man. For some reason, I have this gut feeling that tells me it's going to be a draw, man. I don't know why.
Really, a lot of
Yeah.
draws here. The feeling the draw.
I don't know why, man. Even Venezia obviously is bad team, but
Yeah.
they're playing at home and they have nothing to lose. So it's gonna be a draw, 2-2.
Okay. Oh fuck. That's the end of Mourinho.
Damn.
Nathan, what do you think?
I'm thinking like 1-0 for Roma. Surely this is when they finally get back on track. They're not gonna come out there and blitz them, but surely they can get like a 1-0 or like a 2-0 game.
Yeah. I think you think this is a decisive game for them, right? If they mess this
Yeah.
one up, then it's gonna get ugly.
He's gonna be in a red hot chair. He's not gonna lose his job, obviously, but he's gonna be under a lot of pressure. If they draw or lose, I mean, he's probably gonna be. They're gonna tell him you have 5 games to turn it around. If he doesn't,
Something like that, right? And the newspapers are gonna start writing crisis, and they have to go on retreats and whatever. Okay, let's move on. So we spoke about Venezia Roma match program Sampdoria Bologna. Wow, what a clash! What a exciting game.
Actually, all of these games are good, man. This match weekend.
Okay, so Sampdoria Bologna, I say 0-0. That's it, right, John?
I think Bologna wins this one 1-0.
Why Bologna, not Sampdoria?
Because I think Bologna has found their formation now with Mihailovic, and they're a good team, man. Like Bologna is a good team. We struggled against them.
Okay.
I base my matches on how Milan did versus these teams.
We struggled more against Sampdoria, no?
No.
Yeah,
not
but
really.
that's kind of hard. But that's kind of hard because teams, for whatever reason, love to play like animals against us.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you guys hear about the potential signing of Hickory, that left back, young guy, 19 years old, from Bologna?
I haven't heard that.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, there are talks. There's some talks that Maldini
He's English, right?
Yes, something Welsh or English, somewhere from Great Britain.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, I don't know him. I don't even.
I like what I saw. I watched a couple games, and I actually like what I saw from this young guy.
And he had a really good game versus us.
Yep, he can be a good backup, much better than what's his name, Ballatore, man. I'm not impressed by Ballatore. I'm sorry. I don't want us to keep him.
Okay, all right.
But
okay.
in terms of prediction, 2-1, Bologna is going to win.
2-1 Bologna. All right, Nathan, what do you think? Who's going to win?
I'm thinking Bologna as well. Probably 1-0. 1-0 for Bologna.
Do you think Bologna is a growing team and Sampdoria is not?
I feel like Bologna deserves to be mid-table, like somewhere between 10 and 13 spot.
According to how they played against us, huh?
I mean, I think like I agree with Rajan that Bologna has found their rhythm somewhat. So
You know what Mihailovic said, that their game against us was their best game so far.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind, after the first 8 teams, Bologna are 9th on the league right now. So 7 Sisters and Fiorentina, which is also a super team. Then comes Bologna. So Bologna is a good team.
yeah, it's top 10 team. Like they should be in top 10. Like
Okay. All right. Let's go to Udinese Sassuolo.
ooh, that's a good one too, man. There's a lot of good games. Holy shit, man.
4-1 Udinese.
Roy, you Funny.
Yeah, man. I don't know where you got that one from, but all right.
No, like I'm serious.
No, I know you're serious, man. I'm just kind of struck by
Because
it.
Udinese just cannot score to save their lives. It has to come one game has to arrive where they score goals.
Yeah, but
So
Sassuolo is one of the better teams.
I think, in my opinion, this game ends 1-1. Udinese uh, are always a pain in the ass when you face them and they are playing home.
Yeah, they're very difficult to play against for sure.
I'm looking at the table, guys. Sassuolo 13th, Udinese 14th. That's like very important game for both teams. So I would say, man, I know Udinese is good at home, but Sassuolo is gonna win this game
Wow.
2-1.
Damn. All right, Nathan.
I think Sassuolo will win this 2-0. Udinese is a pain in the ass, but Udinese likes to play. But Sassuolo has better players, and when it comes to breaking a team down, Sassuolo has better dribblers, and I feel like this game suits them.
Yeah.
I agree, man. I agree. And and they I like their coach too, man. This young guy that they got, he has some good ideas, man. So I'm all about new prospective coaches that come into Serie A. I want them to succeed, like Sheva.
Mhm.
He's gonna make Genoa great again, man.
um, what about Lazio Salernitana, guys? Because someone is
And
a lot of noise coming from someone.
and also just to add to the pun, actually Genoa is the third most successful team in Italy. After, well, the fourth after Inter, Milan, Juventus comes Genoa.
Wow,
Nine Scudettos won.
When is
nice.
the last time they won? Like in the
Ooh, they're
30s?
only one way from a star.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, either 9 or 8, like something like that.
When was the last time they won it?
In,
Won
in the
Serie A?
fi-
Let
in
me see it, man.
the in the 50s or something.
I thought it was 30s, man, not even 50s. During the Mussolini time, man.
Okay,
Genoa.
Lazio Salernitana. I say
9. They have won 9 Scudettos. They are one away from having a star. I'm
Wow,
sorry,
man.
continue.
wow, that's crazy.
Wow. They are.
What about
Okay.
Torino? Where's Torino at? They're close
I
to.
think Torino has won it twice, but let me see. Torino has won 7.
7. Wow.
Actually, Torino was Il Grande Torino, if you remember. They were unplayable at some point.
Yeah, they were the Italy of the 1930s, right?
Hey, guys, I am looking it up. Last time they won title, Genoa, 23-24, 1923-24. So
However,
I was close, man. Almost.
yeah, you were 20 years off.
I mean, no, I said 30 in the 30s, so yeah, 10 years
Okay,
off.
but I was joking because you said with Mussolini. That's why.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
All right, guys, let's do Salernitana, Lazio Salernitana. I say 3-0 for Lazio. Immobile. Red John.
This is gonna be the easiest game ever for Lazio because actually, just let me check where Salernitana right now in Serie A, man, because this is a match between two owners, between two teams owned by the same guy. Salernitana are 19th in the league, so I wouldn't be surprised if if Salernitana actually goes and wins this. Just to
Okay.
so I say 1-0 Salernitana.
Wow, that's what Olioxy says too. What about you, Basil?
Very easy game for Lazio, 5-0 to Lazio.
Nice. I like that. Let's Nathan. What do you think?
I also think 1-0 for Salernitana. These are the
Really?
hardest games for teams to play against. Yeah. Look at Milan. Look at the games we have the most trouble with are the teams that are weak.
But you think Lazio is
Like
going to
that's
be
the
the
one
same?
thing. No, it's literally that's literally what happens almost 90% of the time. A bigger team plays a smaller team. They always play down to their level.
Man,
It's it's an unconscious thing.
Mm.
I have to
Yeah.
tell you something, guys, quickly.
What happened?
I'm blown away. So Juventus 36 Serie A title, Internazionale 19, Milan 18, Genoa 9, Torino 7, Bologna 7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable. Roma 3, Napoli 2.
Okay. And we say that Roma is a big team.
Oh, give me a break, man. What a wow. They're not even so the northern part of Italy rules, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So I like that, man. It's all about North, man. Nortinos, man.
Yeah. Roma sucks. Period. They just suck. So does Lazio, to be honest with you.
Oh, Lazio. At least, man, I don't hate Lazio as much as Roma, man. I mean, Roma. I don't hate Roma as much as Lazio. I don't like those Nazi fucking Lazio fans.
They're both embarrassed with Serie A all the time. So
I mean, Roma is embarrassment too, but I have less hate probably towards Roma.
yeah, Lazio embarrasses the Serie A in other ways as well. Yeah, the political.
That's what I meant. The freaking Nazi shit that they. You know, the other one is Hellas Verona. Is also there's been issues with racist stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so Lazio Salernitana. I think we all said it. We all said what we thought about that game. Let's go to the next one. The next one is Napoli Hellas Verona.
Hellas Verona, by the way, is my favorite team right now, after Milan, of course.
It's going down. Yeah, I like Hellas Verona. I like how they're playing, man. Actually,
You just called the club fascist.
Yeah. I mean, their fans are fascist. I wouldn't say club by itself. I meant like fan base.
Okay.
But I want to say one thing about Hellas Verona, man. It's nice to see like a team from small town doing good, man. It's always nice to see that.
Did we play against them?
Yeah, we won.
Oh yeah, Castillejo. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Napoli Hellas Verona. I say Napoli's on fire.
The Milan hero.
Yeah, the Milan hero, Castillejo. I say Napoli's on fire. I say 6 to -2 because you cannot score against Napoli, and yeah.
Man, what have you been drinking and smoking, man, today, man? Seriously.
No, I'm being honest. You cannot score against Napoli.
Bro, what have you been smoking, man? Seriously, man.
Red John, what do you say?
Verona 2-0.
What? Verona 2-0?
Guys, this is free money. I'm giving you right here. I swear, free money. Like, grab it and buy me something as well if you want.
2-0 for
Manscaped.
Verona.
Buy me a Manscaped. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So,
No, I think Verona's gonna win too.
you guys ready?
Remember,
Ready for my quick prediction, guys? Here on this one.
I'll just get.
Go ahead, man. You can say it. I'll say last.
Oh, I was just gonna say. Remember, I told you guys, Verona is the upset team of Serie A. They always have. Like, if there's ever a team to pick for an upset, always go with Verona. They're the ones that are gonna do it.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I changed my mind. If this is true, then it's not 6-0, 3-0.
What?
You cannot change your mind, bro. It's
No.
already recorded.
From 6 to -2, I say 3-0.
That is funny, man. That is actually funny. But so Nate, did you say your prediction?
Damn, 2-1.
Yeah, honestly,
think
guys.
2-1.
Wow.
Honestly,
You guys
guys.
think Verona's going to win?
Oh man, I just don't think. I know they're gonna win 3-1 against Napoli.
All right.
And
Well,
Simeone is gonna
Telling you,
score
man,
another
Verona's
goal.
the upset kings.
Well, Simeone is playing like a crazy player right now. I mean, what, 6 goals in 2 games or something?
Yeah, he has like 10 goals already or something like that.
Listen, I also have a problem. Is it that Verona is doing well because Simeone has this incredible form all of a sudden, even though he's,
It looks like it.
or Verona is actually a good team? This is what I'm not 100%
No,
sure.
Verona is a mediocre
Verona?
team with a super striker right now.
No, I think Verona's a good team.
Yeah,
I think they're a good team. I do.
we kind of crushed them in the second half when we put the great Castello on the pitch.
We have not crushed Verona in I don't know how long. That team always has some sort of fucking plan every time they play against Milan.
It is true. It is true, and so is them and Udinese. All right, guys. The worst game of the whole weekend, the game that nobody cares about, Milan Inter.
Who? Who
Milan
are those
Inter.
guys?
I don't know. Two unknown teams.
Mid-table
Milan
teams?
Inter, 2 mid-table teams. I say 1-0 for Milan. Tatarusano.
Off the last kick of the game, a corner kick or penalty?
A penalty.
I like how you're thinking, man.
Redja, what do you
As long
think?
as we get the win.
I'm gonna predict what I hope will happen. Okay,
Okay. But
Milan
also predict what you think is going to happen.
Milan 2-1
Okay.
is what I hope will happen. What I think will happen is 2-2. Draw.
2-2. Okay. All right. Okay, and who's going to score?
Scorers are going to be Leao, and the other one is going to be Rebic when he comes in.
Okay. There you go. What about you, Vasil? What do you think? Milan
Write
Inter.
it down, everybody.
Write it down,
Yeah.
guys. Write that shit.
Write it down. And don't tell me I didn't say it.
All right, I'm writing it down right now. What is it?
3-1 to Milan.
Woo.
Zlatan, Brace, and Leao won.
Okay, I wrote it down. Let's see. Let's see. Ollie says 3-0. What about you, Nathan? What do you think?
I think 2-0. I think Zlatan gets a goal. He likes scoring against Inter. And I think Leao will probably get a goal as well. I don't think Inter has the players to trouble Kjaer and Tomori. And if we play with Calabria at left back and Kalulu at right back, I don't see them really causing the defense much trouble.
Ooh. I mean, honestly speaking, yeah, that defense there, Kalulu, Kjaer, Tomori, Calabria is solid, very solid. But
Like that's rock solid.
But Balotelli seems to be playing. What do you think about that?
I mean, if Balotelli plays, it's still fine because he's still a better defender than Teo. So not as good as Calabria on the left, but it will still be better than Teo on the left.
Right. So this is the predicted lineup from Sky Sports.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen, whoever is going to win the midfield is going to take the game. So it's going to be a battle of midfield.
So who has the better midfielders?
Yeah.
In the midfield, they have Brozovic. Oh, where is it? Right here. They have Barella, Brozovic, Calhanoglu.
That piece of shit.
Our midfield's better. If we, you know what? We need to play with Diaz this game. This is the moment that Larry and Roy have been waiting for. Hakan versus Diaz, mano y mano. This has to happen.
I don't think Diaz
but-
is ready though.
Man, fuck that. Diaz has to play. I can't have Krunic in a position.
Come on, dude.
Right there,
Krunic
when
is
we
your
need to
favorite.
score
He's
goals.
your favorite player. Him and Salamakers are your
Man,
two favorite players.
Krunic can come in when we're winning the game 2-0. Then he can come in and he can help solidify the midfield, adding some more steel.
And I
But in
think
the
that
beginning,
Salamakers
we need.
and I think Salamakers
in the
should come in
beginning-
only if we're winning 4-0.
Right, we only have Salamakers to play on the right, so he has to play.
Is
But
Castillejo fit?
theoretically, yes, if we had a better winger.
Is Castillejo fit to play or no?
No, I don't think so. No.
How about my favorite guy, Florence?
Florenzi actually is available, I think.
Good, good. He's gonna be a game changer.
Him and Pellegrini, right?
Right, yeah. So I think Florenzi being available, but he's nowhere near to be a match fit. Nowhere near.
No, only
I
50
wouldn't care
minutes.
if he was match fit.
It also, I really hope that Casey is gonna show up. I know Tonali will show up because he was really good at against Porto. He was hustling and bustling, but Casey needs to show up. If Casey shows up and shuts down Brozovic, man, we have a really good chance.
I mean, I think with Kessie and Tonali and Krunic, there's no way these guys can beat our midfield. No way.
Brozovic is really slow too. Like that's one thing we need to take advantage of is the fact that Brozovic is slow. So when it comes to a counterattack, that's why I want Diaz. On a counterattack, if we can go through the middle of the field, all three of our midfielders will blow past Brozovic like he's not even there.
Like I feel like Barella is the only one of the level of Milan. I don't know if Brozovic is the level of Milan.
Brozovic,
I want
Brozovic is a really good player, man. Come on.
I
He
want
is,
Barella.
I know he is, but so is Kessie and Tonali.
I want Barella in Milan, man.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
He will be huge, man. He needs to do a Pirlo move.
Well, I told you. That's why Milan just needs to. Milan needs to kick Inter out.
I mean, we're slowly doing it. What are they, 7 points behind? After this game, after Sunday's game, they're going to be 10 points behind. I mean, it's good. And people that have doubts, they need to stop doubting, man. Milan is Milan, and Milan is going to win. That's it.
That's right. You hear that, Red John? Stop doubting, man.
Okay.
You gotta put some faith in these young lads, man.
Okay, I have one more question, then we gotta close. And this was going off on this idea that Red John had, which he might be right at the end. So I mean, he might be right. That because in pretty much the Champions League has exposed Milan as being a team that is not of great quality, and therefore, you know, what is they're they've been exposed, and now Inter, is going to beat Milan, and Milan doesn't have the quality to beat Inter. Nathan and Vasil. Well, I guess Vasil already answered this. Nathan, this where you were gone. This is what Red John said. What do you think about that?
That Inter is going to beat us, or that the Champions League exposed our weaknesses.
Yeah, because the Champions League exposed how the lack of quality, Inter is going to beat us.
Yes, the Champions League exposed our lack of quality, but the Champions League is above the level of Serie A. So when it comes to Serie A, we are better than the other teams. Napoli is the only one that can claim to be on par with Milan right now. So Champions League, yeah, we're just clearly not ready for that. We're close. Maybe if we had 3 more good players, that we could do better. But in Serie A, as long as their mentality is correct, we will beat Inter.
All right. Okay.
And
But
to
it
be
all
honest,
comes
guys,
down to the mentality of the players.
I have to add something quickly here, and you have to also take into account that this is the first year Milan back in 7-8 years. Plus, most of this group of players never played on this high level. So next year, man, mark my words, we're gonna go through the group pretty easy. So this was like a kind of like first year back into the like high school or whatever, like freshman year, something like that. So next year we're gonna do much better with the experience.
Correa really believes that they're going to beat Milan, and it's going to be the game that is going to change Inter's season.
Who believes?
Correa.
Yeah, sure. Whatever he wants to believe, man.
So like,
That's
even
his right.
if Milan loses, it's not gonna really destroy the team spirit because this is a derby, and anything can happen in a derby. So, like the next game, Milan will just come out and crush the team that they play against next.
Who's
So,
refereeing? Who's refereeing
I
this
feel like
game?
losing to like. That's a big point.
Because that's a very that's gonna play a big part, man.
Daniele Doveri.
How is he?
Don't know. Which one is this guy? Let me see. I gotta Google him. I don't know him.
It says that's his first time. Oh no, not first time.
So it's this guy here. You guys recognize him?
Yeah, I recognize this guy. I don't think he's been bad for Milan. Is he?
I honestly do not recognize him at all.
I recognize this guy. He refereed us last season for sure. You sure you don't recognize him, man?
I don't recognize him. Yeah.
Because I remember him for sure last season.
See if it says anything about him.
But you remember him repping our games?
Oh, guys, I have a record when he refereed us. So here I'm gonna read it quickly. Milan against Bologna 2-1. Milan won. Cagliari AC Milan won 2-1. Sampdoria Milan 1-1. No, Milan won 2-0. Cagliari Milan is 1-1. AC Milan Parma 3-1. AC Milan Palermo 2-1 Milan. Udinese AC Milan 3-2 Milan. So we won majority of our games.
So this is one of those guys that Milan pays,
Yes, yes.
One of the corrupt guys. That's good. We're gonna win.
So he's a fair referee. He's a fair referee.
Yes, he's a good one.
Well, sure. He's a good one. That's the code. That's a code. He's a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking at, and it looks like, yeah, he refereed two games against Inter, and both of them we lost when he was a referee.
Say that again, one more time.
He refereed.
Shit. Well, in that case, hey, get him out of here.
He was a referee twice when
Milan
played Inter, and both time Milan lost.
Oh shit.
2019 and
But
2021.
how was the refereeing though? Like, did we get red cards?
We got two
red cards, like unnecessary yellow cards.
No. Just 2 yellow in each game. There's just 2 yellow total, so not bad.
Was this the Super Copa 2021? What was it?
Yeah, looks like. So 3-0, and the other one was at 2019, 2-0. So.
Sorry, say again.
So here's the stat. So he has refereed 23 games with Milan, 13 home, 10 away. So out of those 23, 6 wins, 4 draws, and 3 losses. 16
Okay.
points
Not bad.
on a home game, and 7 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss away with 22 points. So 38 points we got out of possible. I gotta look at it. No red cards too. So, man,
Okay.
not bad. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
Yeah, as long as his officiating is good, losing is, that happens, but losing to bad officiating, that's the problem.
It doesn't look like he caused us a lot of trouble, so that's good. There's no red cards. There's no,
Right. As long as we get someone who doesn't insert himself into the game, like some refs we know that support Juventus, right, Roy?
yeah.
Juve. Right?
Let it sing, man. Let it sing. Sing it, Ben. Sing it.
Sing it. All right, guys. Listen. So we'll see what happens this Sunday. Milan Inter, one of the best games of the season. I think it's going to be, for what it means. Hopefully, it doesn't disappoint. Any last words from you guys?
Last words. As I said before, believe in your club, guys. Stop being negative.
Oh shit. Okay, Nathan.
Forza Milan, and let's get the job done.
I like that. Red John, finish it off. It's yours to finish up. The main event.
Forza Milan, and we're gonna win, guys. Okay? We are gonna smash Inter 5-0.
Does that hurt to be that positive?
I'm a person who considers himself a realist, not a positive without any reason to be positive.
No, but you might be right, man. You might be right. And hopefully not. But it is a possibility that the Champions League might affect Milan psychologically. It is a possibility.
Yes, we will find out in 2 days. So in 1 day, actually.
Right. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining me today. Joining the Milan Forum. I wish everybody a great weekend. Forza Milan, and we will see you on Sunday. So, arrivederci.
Oh, and real quick, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone for those who are in the chat and haven't joined, what the fuck are you waiting on? Get the fuck in here and join us, man.
Right.
They're lazy, man. They are lazy.
Okay. Well, listen, guys, I gotta go. So thank you once again. Arrivederci. Ciao. Forza Milan!